Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Nana's Space. Thank you for all those who have subscribed in the past week, liked, commented and watched the new Amsterdam episode 18. Thank you. I will appreciate if you continue subscribing to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season. This week we were lucky, we had 2 episodes back to back. Thank God we didn't have to wait because they were a necessary evil. I didn't like them as much as I did the previous episodes, but they needed to happen to pave way for the finale. So I'm going to combine the 2 episodes that aired Monday and Tuesday, Truth Be Told and Rise. Just because I think they follow through their paired episodes, the paired episodes, so it would make sense to do one and do the other next week if they came together. So great news, Fortis is out. Okay, power to the people. I'm just going to talk about highlights. So I think there were so many interesting cases that happened, but highlight for me was that, truth be told, Max was still being Max and trying to, find ways that he can save New Amsterdam. But in Rise, he realized that the power really belonged to the people, those essential workers who make the healthcare system function. So those at the top couldn't do their work because those at the bottom of the food chain that put things in place seamlessly, like washing, scrubs, keeping the maintenance going, the janitors, the people that worked tirelessly behind the scene, they were the ones who made the change happen. And I'm glad that Max was there to see that change happen, that they rallied and said, no, Fortis has to go, and Max was there to witness that. From the look of the story from London, with the young boy who was essentially dead, but the family were trying to keep him alive, and the laws of the UK overruled the parents' wishes. From the look of that story, it looks like Helen needed to butt herself to the US because that was cutting it quite close. There was some manipulation from the parents towards Helen, and she didn't see quite through. But anyway, another highlight was Sarah and Helen's storyline. I love the cultural importance, the cultural significance of Helen's Ghanaian heritage that they showcase in this episode. So, the dance that they chose is called Palago. Now, Palago belongs to a little bit of background. I'm also Ghanaian, so a bit more insight. So, Palago belongs to the people of Accra, the Ghans. But Sarah's name suggests that she's from the Ashanti region. So, I'm not sure whether she's half and half, but she's full Ghanaian. It's just 2 ethnicities. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, she mentioned that that's the kind of dance that she used to do. We all know, I know those drums very well. And her having that necklace, they are called Adinkra symbols. So while the Western world had Latin symbols and words, the Africans had symbols and no letters for literacy. I just put it that way. So their literacy was not what the West deemed formal. They communicated through symbols and images. So in the Akan culture, there's a group of symbols called Adinkra symbols, and the one that Sarah had on her neck before her procedure is called Giami, which means accept God or God supremacy. So she's somewhat religious, but not in a Christian sense. It's more of a traditional sense, I would say. But it's a very popular symbol. That, and I think the Sankofa is another one, or return back to your roots is another one. I think it's used a lot in the US about symbolism to returning back to Africa. But yeah, anyway. So I like that. I love the dance. I like the fact that that is her home, and Helen was invited. I was a bit conflicted by Sarah telling Helen that that's her home. Like she shouldn't be coming over her territory, but you should invite your child home. Like, I was a bit conflicted. And she, I guess, opened up about what loving someone means for her and her background. That it's not so overt, it's not so tactile, it's not your typical 5 love languages that you see. It is the smile that she shows when Helen is not looking, the stolen glances, it's very, very typical African parent. Let me just put it that way. That's, they'll never give you a hug or anything, but their act of service, their kindness, the mum has invested everything into Helen's degrees and yet will not accept help from her. That's classic. That she is and I love that phrase, her greatest joy, yet her biggest pain. Like that, I think most parents embody that duality. Like, she's in awe of what Helen has become. I think Helen needed to hear those words. Like, she wanted to hear those words. So she's someone who enjoys words of affirmation, clearly. And Sarah eventually went there. She needed colonoscopy done, and they found some polyps. They thought it was cancerous. I'm not quite sure whether that was a separate dream, because I wasn't sure whether it was a dream, because there was another set of scenes, and then they were like, oh, your health as well as you are in good health, or your health is as clean as a whistle or something, they said. So I wasn't quite sure whether the two, like, when one was imagined and one was reality. I can't tell, but at any rate, I like that we got immersed in that side of Helen and her mom, which is really, really cool. I think people online are upset that 2 episodes came by and there was no kisses shared between Sharpwin. Please, okay, someone is doing a countdown of how many kisses. I think there's 107 and counting since season 4. Like, there's been 0 in the past 3 years. So give it a break, okay? They're trying their best. Give it a break. And I don't know how Floyd's mum is going to feel about going down that rabbit hole, because the sister mentioned last episode that the dad up and left mum in debt and mum raised all 3 of them by herself. So I don't know what kind of worm the mum's going to open to reconnect Floyd to the father, and whether she wants to do that. And he hasn't even dropped the bomb of him being a dad to the mum yet. I don't know how she's going to take that either, but we'll see. We'll see whether it's something that's going to be in the finale or the next season that they will talk about it. I'm not sure when Lynn is due and whether we're going to see that aspect of things, like the baby being born and Floyd being there or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Welsh being a leader and feeling like Lauren was, a huge shadow cast over him the whole time he was leading. That cracked me up. Like, that whole arrangement cracked me up. And for her to come all zen, and Welsh called her out. She was like, something not right. Like, how are you so calm? Like, where is the Lauren that I know? And it's like, oh, Mia helped me out and now I'm a new person. Lady, I don't know how many, I know there's been time, from Helen learning no ifs, ands or buts to her talking full sentences, I suspect there's been a time lapse. As to how long, I don't know. 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is, I don't think Lauren has been fixed in that 3 months. Like, she needs more time. She went to rehab and still came back and did the same stuff. So she needs more time. So for her to quickly jump into Leia's issues of, oh, why don't you move into my house and use my address as a stable address? Like, since when have you been a pillar of stability for anyone? Not even yourself. I'm really bothered by that. And, the desperation of Leia and her exploiting that, for me, has some bullying thing to it, because I don't know, maybe my definition of bullying is a little off, but you literally paid behind the scene to get her in New Amsterdam, and now you're offering your house as a collateral for her to get her things done. Do you really love her? What is this? Like, are you using this as a bait to lure her in? What if she gets all the things and said, look, no offense, thank you very much, I'm going to move on? What then? Do you spiral? Because she clearly mentioned, what about your sobriety? Because I trigger you. What's going to happen to that? Who knows? And thank Jesus, Iggy finally came to his senses and sent Trevor away. Trevor was so upset. I have no idea why he was so upset. I don't know what he was getting himself into. What he thought. What he clearly came with his ill intentions, clearly, because he got really upset about Iggy saying, you know what, I can't have this kind of relationship with you because it's ruined my personal life. Dude, move on. He clearly didn't employ you because of your nursing skills or your secretarial skills. I don't know what he was. I never saw him work anyway, so I don't know what he was. Clearly not. And the nurses, the janitors and the cleaners walking out, surgeries not happening, things shutting down, is what got to the top, and the damage control was what eventually pushed Fuertes out. Thank God, I'm here for that. We don't need a finale with Fuertes. Like, she's been in about 10-15 episodes too many. Thank goodness she's gone. I don't want to see her again in season 5. Like, she was an unnecessary evil. Okay, she shouldn't be there. She shouldn't have been there. But I'm glad that it made Max know that he is not the be-all, end-all of New Amsterdam. However, Brantley pointed out that it is the love of Max, the love that people have of Max, because he was healing rushes behind the scene, ever the Max helping people. So it's the love of Max that they push Fuertes out. So they want New Amsterdam back with Max. Would he stay? Well, from the spoilers, sorry if you're not aware, there's a wedding coming up, a shopping wedding from what I hear. So Helen will have to drag herself back to the US and get married. I know where they're going to live. I don't know, but Helen's going to have to drag herself back to the US. So we have a wedding coming up finale. Yay! I'm very, very excited. I look forward to the finale, and then we'll have some break, and then they will come back for the last season. I hope that the ratings that have gone up will mean that the show might be picked up for a 6th season or 7th season. I'm hoping. One can dream. Honorable mentions: the education system that is crippling and has meant that budget cuts are having detrimental effect on the children's well-being. Having a receptionist doubling up as a nurse with no qualifications equal 2 children having their medications mixed up. Honorable mentions: the ectopic pregnancy and the uterine or uterine procedure done with the babies, not due yet, and having to put one back in and one of the ectopic pregnancy. Very cool to see. I was a bit puzzled when Floyd was telling the mum about the procedure and did not mention that particular complication, that the uterus can contract and you can't put anything back in. If he had said that to the mum, I don't think she would have agreed to surgery. But anyway, hey-ho, she's got both children and they're fine. They got the procedures done and sorted. Honorable mention: that case about the lady who thought she was dying and family members bent backwards to support her because she was going to die, and then she wasn't going to die. I've seen it done better in other series, but this was okay. It was okay. Comic relief, but it's okay. So on that note, I will end it here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share, and I will see you on the finale. I think it's on the 26th, I believe. Take care. Bye.